please introduce yourself?
My name is Branka.
I'm glad to meet you, Branka. Today we're going to be covering a little bit of tenses and a little bit of conversation, and we're going to try to get to know each other a little better, if that's all right. Okay?
Okay.
All right, shall we start then? And I'm going to present my screen in a second. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
All right, great. So, as I've said, this is Unit 1, in which we get to know each other a little bit better, and we're going to go through this first two sections of tenses and questions. We're going to do that simultaneously, and this is something that, if you have learned English before, shouldn't be too difficult, and we're going to revise it a little bit.
Okay.
So, let's introduce ourselves a little bit more. So, I already know your name. Could you tell me where you were born?
I'm born in Ivanjica.
So you were born in Ivanjica. And where do you live right now?
Now I live in Novi Sad.
And what is it like living in Novi Sad?
I love Novi Sad so much, and I like to live here.
I'm very glad to hear that. And are you married, Branka?
Yes, I am, for 7 years.
Okay, glad to hear that. And what is your family like?
I have 2 children, son and daughter. My son have 1.5, and my daughter have 5 years.
All right. Pay attention that we have to say that when someone is of a certain age. That's right. I'm sure you know that. It must be a part of a
Yes,
conversation.
when you say pay attention, I know where I mistake.
That's good. That's good. It's always good to self-correct. And why do you learn English? Why do you like learning English?
Well, I like to learning English because it allows me to speak with different people and to understand the music which I listen.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I'm listening different music. I can't say what actually I really love.
Okay, well, that is familiar for me too. I also listen to a lot of different genres of music. And I'm very happy to hear that you're learning English through music as well. That's an excellent way to learn English. Do you also learn English through movies, perhaps?
Sometimes when I have time to sit in front of TV.
And do you have a favorite movie?
I don't know right now.
All right, that's all right. Okay. Perhaps we can move on to the next section of our class today. So I noticed that you mostly, sorry about this, just a sec. I noticed that you mostly use tenses very well. However, we're going to practice them a little bit more, and I would like you to pay attention to the differences between the so-called ing, which would be present continuous, and the present simple tense, because that's where I hear certain errors, which of course aren't big, and that's something that comes to practice, and we all make mistakes when we speak. So let's try to practice this to a text about Maurizio. And what we have to do here is read the text and try to fill in the gaps with the words from the box. And you'll notice that all of these words are verbs, actually. And the point of this exercise is to try to differentiate between tenses. All right?
Okay. All right.
All right. I'll give you a minute to try to read the text on your own just to get the idea. And then we can do it together and check the answers, okay?
Okay.
All right. feel free to write down your answer somewhere on the side on a piece of paper or notebook, whichever feels more convenient.
Okay, I try to read. My name's Maurizio Sally.
All right.
I came from Bologna, a city the north of Italy.
Okay. You used the appropriate word, so it is the word come. Just pay attention that came from Bologna is a past tense of the verb come, okay?
Okay.
So I can say, for example, I came from the store 2 minutes ago, but I come from
I come.
Vetternick.
Okay.
That's right. Okay, excellent.
Okay. I'm a student at the University of Bologna. I'm studying modern languages.
Excellent. Well
English and Russian. I also know a little Spanish, so I can speak 4 languages.
That's right. Excellent. Well done. You're doing great so far. Take your time, read the other sentences if you need before doing the gap, before filling in the gap.
I'm enjoying the course a lot, but I'm a really hard work.
That's right. So I am enjoying the course a lot, but it's
a
really hard work. That's right. Well done. Good job.
The course started 3 years ago.
That's right. Excellent.
And I maybe live at home with my parents and my sister.
That's right. I live at home.
My brother my brothers went to work in United States last year.
That's right.
After I graduate, I'm going to work as a translator. I hope so anyway.
That's right. Excellent. Okay, sorry about this. All right. Excellent. So as you can see, you know tenses very well, and I'm really glad to hear that. Now, while we're on the topic of languages and learning languages, which is mentioned in the text, how many languages do you speak?
I speak English. I know a little bit of Russian and of Spanish.
Okay, great. That's excellent. I've always wanted to learn Spanish. And
it's a beautiful language.
Do you like Spanish?
Yes, I like.
Okay, great. And which languages would you like to learn in the future?
Well, I want to remember about Russian language because I learned a few years ago, and I want to learn more about Russian.
Great, great. It sounds Russian really sounds beautifully, right?
Yes, sounds like Serbian.
Yes, yes. All right, great. Let's move on to the next page that we have. We have some questions about a girl named Carly. She's the one in the picture. Just give me a second to fit this to the screen. All right. So we have some questions about Carly. Now we need to fill in the gaps so that the questions make sense. And later after that, we're going to read a short text about Carly in which we're going to find answers to these questions. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so could you try to read the questions? You can take a few moments to read them on your own if you'd like, and then we can continue to fill in the gaps.
Okay, where does she come from?
That's right. So this first has been done for us already.
Mhm. Where does she live?
Excellent. Where does she live?
Uh, uh, with huh?
Mm-hmm. There is a way in which we would start a sentence with. However, this is spoken language, so how would we start that sentence?
With. It's a little confused. With who she
Uh-huh.
live with? No.
Uh-huh. Okay, we can say with whom does she live, which is a
Yeah,
very
that's right.
formal way of putting it. But if we were to complete the gap as it is, you would just jumble up the words a little bit. So not with whom, but similarly to that. Imagine that if I asked you this question, your answer would be, I live with my husband and my children. So, how would you ask the question? How would you ask me this question? You would use the same word that you used.
What? With?
No, no. What's the first word
Okay.
that you tried to say?
Okay. What does live with? No.
Not quite. So we would say, who does she live with?
Who the?
Who does she live with? Or, as you started to say it, you can also say, with whom does she live? But then we would have an M at the end of whom. Okay?
Okay.
Do you understand this part?
Okay.
Okay, good. So we would say, who does she live with? Okay?
Okay.
All right, good. Let's move on to the fourth one.
What's she studying?
Uh-huh. You're thinking along the right lines. We just need to jumble up the word order a little bit. In questions, is comes a little bit before.
Yes. What she is studying?
What? Before, even before that. So in an answer, you would say she is studying, for example, French. But in a question, you would say what? Is.
What is she studying?
That's right. Well done.
Okay.
Okay. So in questions, we would have verb first and then subject. Okay. So
Yes, right. What
Okay.
is she studying? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Similarly, as I asked you, what is your name? And then you say, my name is. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. Let's move on to the next one.
Um, is she enjoying the course?
That's right. Excellent. Is she enjoying the course? All right. Sixth one.
How many languages is she
Mm-hmm.
speak?
Okay. So, how many
Does she speak?
languages does she speak? Excellent. It's very good that you know how to correct your mistakes because that way we know that you actually know this. Okay. Very good. Okay.
When did her course start?
Yes, that's right. Excellent. When did her course start? And the final one?
What does she do after she graduates?
Uh-huh. Not quite does she do,
Do
but we're talking about the future here.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What will she do after graduate?
Uh-huh. Okay, we can say that. Or we can also say, what is she going to do after she
To do.
graduates?
Okay.
That's right. Both would be fine in a certain context. All right. Now, let's move on to the actual text about Carly. Okay, it's a little bit pale, so I'm not sure. Can you see this text that begins with "Hi, my name's Carly"?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I
All
can.
right. Good. Good. Would you like to read this text out loud, please?
Okay. Hi, my name is Carly, and I came from Australia. But
Mm-hmm.
I live near London now with my husband Dave and our three children. I came to Britain 15 years ago, then I got married.
All right. Let's stop right there. Uh,
Okay.
could we try to focus a little bit on the difference between this verb here? So I come from Australia.
Come. Okay.
Uh-huh. And I came to Britain 15 years ago. So
Okay.
what time is this? Is this past, present, or future?
Um, it's a past.
Are you sure?
I
Can we
came.
compare it to I came to Britain 15 years ago?
Okay.
And
Yes, that is
mm-hmm,
came. It's
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
past.
Yes. So this I
Again.
come from Australia would be like you saying I come from Novi Sad. It's not actually in the past because it means I am from Novi Sad. That is my birth city, for example. Okay? Just focus on that difference. You know
Okay.
that when we
Okay.
have those three columns, which is the way most of us probably learned irregular verbs, we have come, came, come. So this first one is in the present and the second one is in the past. Okay?
Past. Okay.
Okay. Good. Otherwise you read very well. Continue, please.
Okay. I'm student with the Open University. This means I watch special programs on the television and work at home. I send my work to my course teacher every week. I'm studying art, and the course is really interesting. Uh, at the moment, I'm reading about Italian painters in Italy, which is different
In
i-
Italian.
in Italian,
Mm-hmm.
which is difficult because I only speak a little Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any words that you're not familiar with so far in the text?
No.
No? All right, great. Let's read the last paragraph then.
My course started a year ago, and it's 3 years long. After I
Mhm.
graduate, I'm going to look for a job in an art gallery or museum.
Okay, excellent. Any words now? Feel free to skim through the text very quickly.
I think I understand that.
All right.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, I can. I can now. You were cutting off a little bit. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. I hear you very well right now. Okay. So, now that we have finished this text, let's try to answer the questions that we previously had about Carly. Okay? So remember the
Okay.
first question. Where does she come from? Can we find that somewhere in the text? And I would appreciate it if you could answer the question with a full sentence. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we would of course
Okay,
begin
she
with
from
she.
Australia. Okay.
That's right. She comes from Australia. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Okay.
She come from Australia,
Uh-huh. Now, she is a
right?
third person. So what do we need at
Or
the end of
Carly
this?
come from Australia.
Uh-huh. But Carly, I come from Australia. You come from Australia. But Carly, we need one more letter at the
Can
end of that.
you hear me?
I can, but not really well. Could you try speaking
Carly
right now?
comes from Australia.
Carly comes
Okay.
from Australia. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Now, what about this question? Where does she live? Could we try to answer that?
Okay. She just. She live near London. Lives
That's right.
near London with
That's,
her husband.
that's right. I'm not sure that I heard the rest of the sentence.
Okay, she lives near London with her husband.
That's right. Excellent. So she lives near London, and I think you've answered the third question as well. So who does she live with? You said with her
Oh,
husband
okay.
and
and with 3 children.
with their 3 children.
Their 3
Right?
children. Yes.
That's right. Very good. Okay. What about the fourth question? What is she studying?
She's studying.
It's a little bit further in the text, but I'm sure you'll find it.
She's studying special programs on the Open University.
So she's watching special programs on television.
Yes. Yes, she's studying an art.
That's right. Very good. Very good. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky because they offer more than one answer, but these things are called distractors, and we learn how to avoid them through time. So she is studying art, as you noticed as well. And is she enjoying the course?
Yes, she enjoying the course and
How does she describe it?
she said that it's a little difficult because she reading about Italian painters and she speak only a little English. Oh, little Italian, sorry.
That's right. She only speaks a little Italian, so it's a little bit difficult. Okay, excellent. Good job. And when did her course start?
Her course started a year ago. That's it.
That's right. And finally, what is she going to do after she graduates?
After she graduates, she going to look for a job in an art gallery or museum.
That's right. Okay, excellent. Good job. Now, we're going to fill in some more gaps, and it's the questions that we're doing again. So this time we're going to see a dialogue, okay? And you can take a few moments to read through these questions just quickly, and then we're going to fill in the gaps. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. Let me know when you have finished reading the sentences.
Which university do you go to? I don't go to university. I study at home. Have you a job? Do you a job?
Do you?
Yeah. Do you a job?
Do you have a job?
Yeah. Yes, I do a part-time job. What are you doing at the moment?
Excellent.
I'm writing an essay.
An essay.
An
So
essay.
good. Very good.
When did you go to England? 15 years ago.
We can also say when did you come to England or when did you
come?
arrive to England.
All right. Okay.
It depends on the context. You weren't wrong, so your answer was correct as well. We just aren't sure what they meant here out of the context. So all answers are fine.
Okay. What's your name?
Mhm. Yes, that's right. What's your name?
What's your name? Dave.
Mhm.
What is she? Is he?
Mm-hmm.
He's
Or
an
we can
architect.
say, what does he
Doing.
What does he do?
Do.
Or we can also say, what does he do for a living?
Do.
Right? Okay, very good. Very well done. Now, let's try to do one more exercise with these tenses. I can see that you're very familiar with them and that you use them properly. Now, just in order to try to, pinpoint them a little bit more clearly, let's try to find examples of present, past, and future tenses in the text about Mauricio and Carly. Okay? I'm going to scroll back. Do you understand what you need to do?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So we need to find the verbs in the text, and in this text about Maurizio, they're already, well, they're the verbs in the box, the words in the box, right? So we need to figure out which tenses they are. Okay? Let's
Okay.
start from the top. Do you remember the answers here?
I'll try to remember.
Okay, so the first one was, I come from Bologna. So which tense is that? This one here.
Past simple.
Are you sure? Remember what we've spoken about, the difference between come from Bologna and came from somewhere. I'll give you an example. I came from England 15 years ago, or I come from Veternik. Which example do you think is present and which one do you think is past?
Okay, first is past. Okay,
That's right.
I came from Bologna is past tense.
Could you please read that again?
I come from Bologna.
That's right. That's right. So that would be present simple tense. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay.
Okay.
The answer here was, I'm studying modern languages. Again, past, present, or future.
Present, right?
Excellent. That's right. Excellent. Okay. What about the third one? I can speak 4 languages.
Present.
That's right. Excellent. Okay. And the fourth one, I am enjoying the course a lot.
It's a present.
Excellent. It is present. Okay. Just a second. Okay. And we have these few more left, so let's try to go through them quickly since our class is ending. So the course the course started 3 years ago. Which would be that? Past, present, or future?
Past.
That's right. The sixth one, I live at home.
It's a present.
That's right. My brother went to work.
Past.
Excellent. And I'm going to work as a translator.
Future.
Future. Excellent. Good job. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And I think that would be the end of our class today. I'm really glad to have met you, Branka.
Thank you.
And
I'm
I
glad
hope
to
that,
hear.
thank you. And I really hope that we managed to revise something today. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Have a nice day, and I'll see you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.